Welcome back to my channel. I'm JC, and today's video I am going to be discussing with you my goals for 2023. I have the writing goals, the right to be business goals, YouTube goals, and then I will be switching over to let you know what my reading TBR will look like for 2023 as well. So to start with the writing goals, it should not surprise you that I have a bit of a lofty list. I can't help myself. But I have deadlines set for myself this year. And it might surprise you to know that I did not have deadlines, like hard and fast deadlines set for myself last year, which I should have, but things were kind of up in the air, so I didn't want to set hard deadlines. That I think was my mistake, or at least one of many. But nevertheless, we're going to leave 2022 in the past once the clock strikes midnight and it's a new year. And oh God, can I leave it in the past now? Anyway, no, because I'm not quite entirely ready. I'm in planning mode this week. I'm motivated. So anyway, sorry, rambling. 2023 goals. I have some, I guess what you would call top tier writing goals. And then I have back burner projects for, like, if I get too overwhelmed with a particular project, I can kind of like dabble in one of the back burner projects. So, number one is to publish the 2 finished poetry books that I have. I know that was on last year's list, but I have covers now. I do have to reformat because it was formatted, but it was formatted on my old laptop. So since I got the new one, it changed everything, so I have to reformat. But other than that, I do have hard dates set for those, but I'm just going to give you the ballpark month because I want accountability, but I'm a little scared of saying the actual dates out loud for anyone other than people that are really close to me. So I'll say To Love with Sorrow poetry collection should be released in February. If I Knew Then poetry collection, June, my birthday month. And I have a novel that I would like to release in the fall, in the month of October. So more about that later. That's going to be a whole journey. It's going to be a new process because the diary was a republication, so I didn't have to once again go through all the revision and the editing process because that had already really been done. So this is going to be a fresh phase of revision and editing and getting beta reader feedback and all that stuff. So it'll be a journey for us all. Second goal is to finish the first draft of Mackenzie Brown, book 4, that I started in November's Nano. As you may have guessed, even though I did set goals for December, and finishing that draft was one of them, I don't want to say I abandoned my writing goals for December, but I kind of went back and took the break that I probably just should have taken from the start in December. And writing wise, after my kitchen timer method experiment, which was a good thing to do because that is probably going to be my new routine heading into the new year. It worked really well for me, better than I thought. So, but other than that, I have not written other than that. So, I've done my YouTube videos, which I normally wouldn't do in December either. But other than that, I have not done anything in December, and I'm okay with that. I've had to readjust my mindset in a lot of ways this month, and we'll talk about that in my reflections video coming out on Thursday, so I won't bog this video down with that. Number 3 is to finish When Love Calls, second draft, or revision draft, whichever one you want to call it, and prep for publishing. I am not planning to publish it this year, but I do want to start the prep for it, because I probably will want to publish it next year. Um, Number 4 is to start to revise The Weight of Her novel and get ready for publishing. That is the one that I am planning to publish in October. The Weight of Her. If you go back and watch uh, 2 of the CGL lives that I submitted work for, um, you've already heard the first and second chapters of both of that novel. Of course, obviously, it's not going to stay the same because that's what original editing is for. But that is the novel that I intend to publish this year. Number 5, outline and draft book 2 of the London Chronicles in my middle grade series. Number 6, start the query process for London Chronicles book 1 of my middle grade series. Number 7, start outlining and drafting the short story collection, 7 Deadly Sins. Number 8, brainstorm and outline my holiday romance novel idea that I just got out of nowhere. Number 9, read through book 1 of Mackenzie Brown Mystery Series, because that may be the next thing I want to start putting on track next year. But I want to read through because I'm on book 4, so there's quite a few books to read through. So I want to at least start reading through book 1. And my 3 back burner projects is I put it as number 10, 11, and 12, but they are the 3 back burner projects. The collection of essays and poems called Scars I've Collected Along the Way. It's personal. It's not really a memoir, but it's personal. I'm kind of going to be discussing some personal things, which is probably why it's taking so long to write it, because some childhood things and other things will be discussed in that book. Lots of personal things about me. So, number 11, back burner project is book for writers who self-sabotage. And probably the reason I haven't gotten it done yet is because I am a writer who self-sabotages. So I am not writing this just for the others who self-sabotage. I'm also writing it for me. So number 12, back burner project, is the paranormal young adult idea that I have. Literally the only part of that idea that has come to me is the name of the town and visually what I see for the town when I see it in my head. And that is all that I have come up with so far. Those are my writing goals. Lofty, as I told you, but 3 of them are technically, to be fair, back burner projects, so I don't intend to, unless they suddenly take off in my mind, I don't intend to do anything hardcore, do anything with them this year. They are just my mind needs a break from this regular project, so I'm going to work on the back burner project. It's just that kind of thing. Which apparently makes me a project hopper now. Who knew? My right to be business goals that I have, I just have 6 of those. 1, to add new designs to the store. I've been working on some designs. I'm doing a thing that I said I would never do for the store only. I am creating an Instagram account for the store. I've been advised that might actually help get me more sales and more eyeballs to the store. It is not under my name at all because I don't want it connected to me personally. It is only under the store's name. But I have not finished setting it up yet, so I'm not sharing that account yet. You can find it, the name of the store, you can find it on there and follow along with it if you would like, the Right to Be Matter store. But there's really nothing on there yet. I'm struggling because I don't like Instagram, as you guys know. And yeah, that's going to be a whole day's project in itself, trying to set that up. So, but I want to generate more income and sales through the store because I feel like I have good designs on there. I know every online store is not everyone's cup of tea, obviously, but I feel like I have some good designs on there. I believe in my designs. I believe in the ones I'm creating to add on there. I am also, do I have that on the list? I am also, because I learned how to make sticker sheets now, I'm also creating some stickers to sell on Etsy. So stay tuned for that information. It's not there yet, but I am working on it. I have created some ones. I just have to upload them to, yeah, all of that. Number two is to put more effort into Upwork. Again, mental headspace has been all over the place this year. Discussed that in the reflections video, but I feel like I apparently have not been putting enough effort in because I haven't gotten, the work that I feel I should be getting through Upwork. So I make more of an effort. And it may shock you to know this. It shocked me to realize I have not created an account on Fiverr. Like, I have an account because I was looking for someone to do a cover a while back. So you have to create an account to try to get anyone to to get work from other people. But I've never actually put my services, the things that I have on my commission on Ko-fi, I've never actually put them on Fiverr, and I don't know why I didn't do that. It literally just dawned on me last week that I haven't done that. And so, yeah, we're going to change that, and I'm going to put my services on Fiverr, so I can hopefully get some more freelance work. And four, be more consistent with the author interviews. I slacked off when Nano hit with uploading author interviews, and I had intended to start putting more up there in December. I have some stockpiled to go on the magazine site. I just, again, headspace. Reflections video, Thursday, coming. Lots to discuss concerning depression and writing. But anyway, yeah, I let that fall off, so I need to start back on the magazine again and get more consistent because I have some things with the magazine that I would like to really, really do this year. I wanted to do it next year. I wanted to do it this year, but yeah, it just didn't happen. Which leads into I want to create print issues of the magazine. Now, I don't know whether to do it quarterly because I know some of the authors who've been in the magazine would love for me to do print issues. They probably would love for me to do them monthly, but that's a lot of an undertaking. So I don't know whether I'm going to do it quarterly or do like a yearly issue. My online magazine has been in circulation or around for over a decade now, so I feel like I should at least do a decade issue. But I would like to do a quarterly issue, print issue, if for no other reason for the authors who are interviewed in the magazine, so they can see their interview in print. I know me as an author, when I've done an interview, I love to have it in print. I have one now that I still haven't been able to purchase the magazine that my interview is in of me, and I would love to. um, so, I like to see it in print in front of my eyes. Y'all know I'm a physical print girl. So I like to see things in print, and I have a lot of authors who've been interviewed who would love that. But that takes money. So I may or may not be starting a separate Ko-fi for the magazine. Or I may do a Kickstarter or GoFundMe for the magazine or some type of pre-order thing. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm definitely need to do that this year. And the next one is to start the Right to Be podcast. I have a preliminary overview of what I want to do for the podcast and the direction I want it to go. Gotten a set of eyeballs on it that says that they think it's a really viable podcast and something that we need right now. So I'm gonna record some things. I do have the first 10 episodes kind of mapped out for what I want to discuss with them and do with them. So yeah, you may see a podcast next year. I keep saying this year because I'm already there. I just want 2022 to be over. And YouTube goals. 5 very simple goals. I want to reach 1,000 subscribers and be monetized. Um, Number 2 is I want to stay consistent uploading 2 videos a week and my live streams on Wednesday. Number 3, I want to get at least 1 sponsorship somehow. I don't know how. I don't even know if they sponsor people that are under like 5,000 or 10,000 subscribers, but I'm going to try. So, at least one. Before actually apply for affiliate links when possible. And I say it that way because I have a lot of things I use that provide affiliate links for you to use in your descriptions. And I have not applied for those affiliate links because I don't know. I am weird about being able to do stuff like that for myself. I would tell someone else all day long, you need to be doing this, and yet I haven't done it for myself. So I'm gonna be better about that this year because there's quite a few things that I use that actually, like Canva. I just applied for an affiliate link for Canva. I just applied for an affiliate link for Masterclass. Number 5 is to remain present for the community. I love this community and I want to remain authentic and present for this community, and I want to be able to be there for the people in this community. So, yeah, I also have personal goals that have nothing to do with writing YouTube, although maybe a little. But my personal goals are work on getting my health back on track, and hopefully maybe by the end of the year get to the point where I can get back into the gym. That's more of an inner confidence thing. So I'm working on it. 2 is to, well, 2 kind of goes with 1, but to work on getting 20 to 30 minutes of movement, steady movement, at least 5 days a week. 3 is to grow the YouTube channel to the point of monetization, which it's a personal goal too. 4, to journal every day or almost every day. 5, to read at least 35 books this year. 6, to get a therapist because I need one. 7, to maintain regular doctor visits because I'm not good with that either. 5, to implement a nightly self-care routine, kind of a wind down routine for each night so that I'm not like just trying to immediately shut my brain off, but kind of wind it down, and to also go to bed a little earlier. That is what the kitchen timer method routine taught me. And to implement my study writing routine via the kitchen timer method. And 10 is to continue my daily devotional for my spiritual journey. And those are my writing, YouTube, business, and personal goals. I'm going to slide over for the reading goals in just a moment. And we are back in the living room where the books are. So I wanted to show you each book that I have on my list to read. There are some that I have not purchased yet, but they're on my list. So I must add them to my collection at some point this year because they're on my list. But where do I begin? Yeah, we're just going to start with Dan Brown, Angels and Demons. It was on my list last year, but I didn't get to it, so we're going to get to it this year. Followed up by The Da Vinci Code, also by Dan Brown. Also on my list last year. State of Terror by Louise Penny and Hillary Clinton. The Testament by John Grisham. First Family by David Baldacci. No Man's Land by David Baldacci. NYPD Red 2 by James Patterson. NYPD Red 3 by James Patterson. Might as well keep it up. The 17th Suspect by James Patterson. Blindside by James Patterson. I really need to buy some more James Patterson books. The Unexpected Guest, Agatha Christie. Also from last year's list. Um, not from last year's list. The Storyteller by Jodi Picoult. And because after taking Margaret Atwood's masterclass, I really wanted to read this book, and it sounded so familiar, and I was like, I think I have that book. Do I? And I do. The Blind Assassin by Margaret Atwood. Let's see. Okay, these are also from last year's list that I didn't get to. Wicked Souls by Katie Wismer. The Assignation by Joyce Carol Oates. To prepare my mind for middle grade. Girl Genius by Lisa Yee. Artemis Fowl by, I can't pronounce, Ian Colfer, I think is how you pronounce that. I'm not entirely sure. Hope I'm not wrong. Feeding the Soul is one of my nonfiction reads by Tabitha Brown. Finally getting to read Seed Among the Thorns by Morgan Lee and A Seed Among the Rocks by Morgan Lee. Also keeping in the middle grade mindset, because I have never read this book. I've seen all the movies but have not read the book. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I like to add a classic to the list somewhere on there. So Persuasion by Jane Austen. I feel like it's short enough to get through. Nora Roberts' Born in Fire. Seduction in Death by J.D. Robb, also from last year's list. Reunion in Death by J.D. Robb. Purity in Death by J.D. Robb. And those are all the physical books that I have. As I mentioned, there are books that I need to buy. And they probably didn't get read. Some of them, a couple of them were on last year's list. It probably didn't get read because I couldn't buy it. But I'm going to figure out a way. I have Bloodless Ties, which is the third book in the Marionettes series by Katie Wismer. I have Will by Will Smith, nonfiction read. Finding Me by Viola Davis, nonfiction read. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jackson read. Expanding Cracks by Ben Pick, because I read Falling Through, which was his novel that he released this year, so I can't wait to read the follow-up. And Bitter Demons by Sarah Cannon and Shadow Demons by Sarah Cannon. I've read the first two. I'm dying to read the next two. I technically have them in ebook. If it came down to it, I could read them in ebook. But y'all know me and I prefer physical. So, also adding to the list, I don't typically do audiobooks, but this book seems to be sold out every time I look for it anyway in physical form. I may still get it in physical form, but I have a trial run of Audible, so it allowed me one free audiobook, and I downloaded I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. This is a nonfiction book, and I know the title is jarring, but from what I have heard so far, it's going to be an excellent book, and she's the one doing the reading of it, so I already heard the first couple of pages, minutes, whatever. So I'm excited to listen to the rest of that. If I can get my hands on a physical copy, every time everyone looks, it's sold out. So, yeah, those are my books. And we'll slide back on over to the other me. So, there you have it. Those are my writing, business, YouTube, personal goals, and my reading TBR for the 2023 year. I hope that you will follow along in my journey with me this year, watching my videos on my channel to hold me accountable to some of these goals, all of these goals, most of these goals. You get the picture. Yeah, because I have deadlines set now, and I feel like I can have a much better year than I did last year. I have some plans of things in motion. I will let you guys know when I have the Etsy shop, the stickers available on the Etsy shop, and I will let you know when I have the new designs. I may do a separate video to show all the designs and things that I've put together. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you like what you see and you want to see more videos from me, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I post videos on Mondays and Thursdays. I live stream on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As per usual, if you would like to be supportive of me in any of my creative endeavors, such as my blog, online magazine, my online store, or my Ko-fi page, all of those links can be found in the description box below. Until next time, have a blessed day. Bye.